What are the most important presentation skills for university students? Hey, and what does this hat have to do with it? Let's find out. So by the way, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Skill number one, the most important skill by far, you have to win over your decision maker. It doesn't matter what presentation you deliver. This is also for your future, by the way, in your future career. If you work in a big company, there's always a decision maker you have to win over the most. And in university, tell me, who's your decision maker? Yes, your professor. So you gotta win over your professor with your presentation. Yeah, and that's where this hat comes in. Because this is the biggest lesson that I learned. Yeah, most presentations that I gave in university, they were an amazing success. Yeah, it was one of my greatest skills. I was really good making it fun for everybody. But I made one crucial mistake one time, and that was I totally messed it up for one professor. All the other students were laughing, they had a great time, it was a fun presentation, but I didn't talk about what the professor wanted. The professor was wearing this hat. So don't make that mistake. I didn't get a good grade. Yeah, make sure to think about what does my professor want? What is he or she interested in? Yeah, and deliver that in your presentation. The second skill that you need is to win over the rest of the class. The rest of the class. I gotta tell you too, the other side of the story is if you only win over your professor, you're seen as a butt. You know what I'm saying, right? You don't want that either. So you want to balance there. You want to deliver what your professor wants, but you also want to connect well with the audience in front of you, the students. And what do they usually want? Something unique, something special, something entertaining. Yeah, so think about what that is and how you can include that in your presentation. Number three, you want to start with an attention grabber. My attention grabber for this video, first of all, was a question. Yeah, I used this hat, this prop, made it unique, made it interesting. What can you use for your speech, for your presentation, when you deliver it in front of your professor, in front of your audience? And just so you know, it's got to be related to the rest of your presentation. It shouldn't be something completely separate, it's got to be connected. If you don't know where to start, I leave a different video here. You can check that one out as well. Number four, after you're done with your attention grabber, you want to clarify your message, okay? You want to have a great, simple, clear message from the beginning. Most presenters never do that, especially in university. Yeah, you get so caught up in the details, don't do it. One crystal clear message. It's got to be clear, it's got to be surprising, it's got to be interesting and unique, okay? So what could that be for your presentation? Number five, you want to create a great structure of your presentation. It should all be logically organized. It should flow very well. Yeah, that way you get extra points. If you not look organized, you have everything seems to be a little messy, you get minus points. But if it's nicely organized, maybe 3 parts, maybe 4 parts, yeah, they're clearly named in a unique and interesting way as well, you get extra points. And after you have that great structure comes number 6, you want to use the OFS method. Now what is OFS? OFS very simply stands for opinions, facts, and stories. In all presentations that you will deliver during university and way beyond, all the great presenters, if you check them out, they have a combination of OFS. Yeah, you want to have your own opinions, your own key messages, your statements, you want to have facts, figures, numbers, research. You want to share stories, examples that make the whole presentation come alive, that add the emotional factor in as well. And number 7, you want to create clear, simple slides. Now here's a very important thing that I want to mention though, and I've seen this with a lot of university student presenters. Many student presenters tend to oversimplify your slides. Like you watch the video from usually Steve Jobs, and then you do the exact same thing. And you keep it very simple. But the challenge is what you do, what he does, but you then don't, you keep it way too simple. Meaning you only have opinions and stories, usually. If you ever look at a Steve Jobs presentation, he has opinions, facts, stories, very well balanced. So for you as well, have simple slides, but not too simple, not too simple. Which brings us to number 8, you want to present with passion and with confidence. Nothing will work if you're not confident and if you're not passionate about your presentation. You wonder why your audience is falling asleep? That's why, okay? Rule number 1 is very simple. Never, ever, ever be boring, okay? It's the absolute death kiss of a presentation. Be passionate, be confident, go for it. Number 9, you want to have a natural, outgoing body language, great gestures, postures, eye contact, and so forth. Don't stand in the corner. Don't stand in the corner. Don't stand behind your slides, okay? Don't hide behind the podium. That is terrible body language. That's the opposite. I'm going to leave another video here of mistakes you should avoid. And number 10, and this is probably the ultimate skill, I like to call it the queen's or the king's skill, is really about involving your audience. And if I had to boil it down, what pretty much, except the one, pretty much all my presentations in university were a great success because I was very good at involving the audience. Yeah, asking questions, getting them involved, getting it interesting. It again goes back to number 1, right? It goes back to connecting with your decision maker, with your audience. The easiest, best way to do it. It's hard though. It's hard, I know, but try it. Try it is involving your audience. And lastly, a little bonus tip here that I know you might not be thinking about, but please make sure you prepare tough questions in advance. Don't sit there the night, oh please don't ask me anything. You're gonna get questions from your professor. You might get tough questions from the other students. Don't think about it, prepare for them in advance. Write them down, consider what would be a good answer, practice and rehearse it a little bit, and you will be good to go. So comment down below one time, what was your biggest takeaway? Yeah, what are you gonna do differently from now on? And hey, if you have any success story, you can share it down below as well. Yeah. If you haven't done it yet, by the way, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and most importantly, I really look forward to seeing you for the next video.